Welcome to Chilling with c.bo. I am your host, c.bo. How you guys doing today? I'm here with two people today. My co-host, the one and only. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm doing fantastic today. I'm a victor. I'm a winner, and not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but six fantasy football leagues this week. I swept everybody, and I'm just feeling like a dominant person.
Nice, nice. Who's like your best points guy on your league right now?
Funny enough, it was the running back for the Jaguars, James Robinson,
Yeah.
who put up 30 in both of my leagues. But guess who I had on the bench? The Minnesota Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson, who blew up against the Titans on Sunday. Man, that was just a bad call for letting him ride the bench, but I still got the dub nonetheless.
All right, Pedro. How you doing, man?
Doing well. Trying to go back to school.
Nice.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to get my associate's degree so I can go to graduate school.
Oh, okay. With BCC?
Yeah, with BCC. I'm going to go through BCC, bring up my GPA, and try and get into grad school.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah. You go, bro.
I have to go where the market's at. The market's in teaching.
All right, man. With me, guys, I'm doing okay. Woke up earlier this afternoon for my overnight, doing okay. Hopefully I can have a productive week ahead of me for my days off, so we'll see what happens. But so I guess we're gonna go right into it. We saw Enola Holmes for this week podcast, so I guess I want to ask one of you guys, what did you guys think of Enola Holmes, starring Millie Bobby Brown as the younger sister of Sherlock Holmes?
I'll let Pedro take it here first.
And it was a fun little distraction for the most part. To be honest, it was more like one of those campy teen movies that cater to being true to yourself and independence is good. It's kind of campy for me. It kind of reminded me of Nanny McPhee, but it did have that element of Sherlock Holmes, Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law.
Yeah.
And the whole mystery aspect and, all the violence.
Yeah.
But, honestly, this isn't a movie that would appeal to someone like me. It's more like something that goes more towards early teens, people 10 to 12. So, but I can see why critics would like it so much. It's fit for today's modern age of women trying to be more independent in films, trying to show that, they don't need a man. Well, that's not really what it's all about. It's trying to show that women can be as
independent. It can be very independent,
as strong, as important as male characters in movie roles like this.
Yeah.
And Juan made a bit of a comment when we were watching it. It was like watching Ace Ventura Jr.
Yeah.
And but yeah, if I was to give a rating for this movie, it'd be a 6.5 out of 10.
That's fair.
Yeah, okay.
What about you, Juan? What'd you think?
Yeah, like Pedro said, it's kind of like an Ace Ventura style, sequel thing, where the original movie of Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law has this aspect of fun and mischief, mystery that you just can't get out of any other story. And it was amazing. And the cutting of the films and the way that it was organized and the storytelling, very well done. And this version with Enola was, kind of trying to follow that same formula, but try to make it kid friendly. And, to a point it did that, but it also just kind of seemed like it was patronizing to young kids who are starting to get into mysteries and stuff. Like all kids movies are kind of on a spectrum of whether or not they're good or bad. But regardless, they are quality enough to get kids interested into learning more about the characters and the lore behind the stories. And that's just enough of what you want to get, you know? And like the one issue I really had with this film was the entire Pedro made Pedro had this saying about a lot of the Sherlock Holmes movies that come out. All the movies that come out are technically like fan fiction with regards to how you can manipulate the plot and add characters that didn't exist before or and stuff like that. And
because like the characters in the public domain, that's why I think
exactly. And like the thing here is that in the Sherlock series from BBC, like that Sherlock Holmes also has a sister, but her name is Eurus, and she's an intelligent psychopath. And I hear this one's name is Enola, and she's just an intelligent, independent young girl looking for her place in the world. And for me, it's just like, there's just so many sisters. Pick a lane already. Like, dear God.
I had a fun time watching this movie. I thought it was fun and charming. Like, it's clear that Millie Bobby Brown, she's gonna be a star. Like, she's probably one of the best parts of this movie. I like how she talks to the camera. I thought that was cute. I'm like, okay, I like that. Yeah, this movie's just cute. Like, it's a good way for younger audiences to get more to get introduced to the Sherlock Holmes mythos and like mystery mythos and all that. And yeah, this is definitely for a younger audience, but people like us can still enjoy it. There's still some enjoyment we can have because the other best part about this movie is freaking Henry Cavill as Sherlock Holmes.
I commented saying I don't think Henry Cavill was right to play Sherlock Holmes. This stunningly tall and strong and beautiful man doing mysteries and stuff. Sherlock Holmes is supposed to be this arrogant ass who does drugs, gets drunk, and is smarter than everyone else in the room. Cavill doesn't come off as that arrogant person in this movie. He comes off more as like this mentor to Enola, who's just trying to look out for what's best for her, but still maintain his air of mystery and elegance.
Well, that's kind of what I liked about it, because Cavill's so freaking charming, and it's like he just has this presence about him where just like, yeah, I buy what he's doing, like,
How hard is it not to see him as Superman, though?
Well, yeah, that's the thing, yeah, but like even when he's wearing like these suits you can still see how his muscles are just jutting through like his clothes and stuff.
Well, you know who's the underrated actress in here? Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah, I wanted her in the movie more because I did like her chemistry with her and Millie.
It kind of seems like unnatural. In regards to like they were trying to force the loving relationship between the two, but it just was never really that believable. But independent characters in and of themselves, the actresses did a great job portraying their respective characters.
Yeah.
Like and also, can we just take a minute to appreciate Helena Bonham Carter as an actress, man, and her line of work that just kind of inspired e-boys and goth girls all around the world.
She's a goth god. I feel, yeah.
She's a goth goddess, absolutely. Someone said that she's like the female Johnny Depp, and I have to agree with that.
Well,
yeah.
Female Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Well, I know. Oh, she hasn't gone that crazy yet, though.
Well, yeah, Bellatrix Lestrange. That's pretty damn crazy.
Oh, sorry.
In terms of acting range, yeah, like it's crazy.
Okay, acting range, yeah, she's very stretchable and creative. But if we're talking like Johnny Depp crazy, she's there, but that's in her characters. But in personal life, she's pretty tame.
I think we have to separate personal from acting careers, dude, because they're not really the same person. Then again, one's married to Tim Burton, and the other one just constantly works with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she still married to Tim Burton? I thought they're divorced.
Oh no, I think they're still married.
Let me find that out.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, I think we should all be thank our lucky stars that Helena Bonham Carter is in our lives. So.
Did you like Millie Bobby Brown though? Did you buy her?
I did actually. Like when I first saw her as at 11 in Stranger Things, I thought, okay, so this is the young actress who's breaking out. She's got a pretty simple role, which is to be mute and to be struggling to kind of blend into the world, which a kid can play. They just have to be themselves. But now she's really growing into herself as a full-grown woman, and it's showing that she can hold a performance and carry a film, which is very hard for someone that young to do. So I'm impressed.
What about you, Pedro? You say you look like you had something to say about Millie.
Actually, it was something to say about Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh.
So she is divorced from 2014.
Okay.
And as for Millie Bobby Brown, she is a star in the making, my friends.
Okay.
Granted, she's already a big name star out there with Stranger Things, but not many people know this. She was out also in Hell's Kitchen, too.
Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay's show.
Wait, she was a chef?
No, she was a guest eater. But she was actually out with her family eating in Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, and she actually talked to the chef.
Really?
Yeah.
Was she insulted?
No, she was showing off her acting skills at the time. Look it up later. But yeah, Millie Bobby Brown, her acting talent is amazing. All right, her changing of accents from American to British, from British to American. She does it better than most professional adult actors. Like Russell Crowe is an example of a good British to American
He's
change.
Australian.
Sorry, Australian to American change. But compared to Millie Bobby Brown, she does it better than him. It's amazing.
What I liked about this movie, like Millie Bobby Brown and like Henry Cavill always play like these American roles, and in this movie they're just so unapologetically British, and I'm like, I love this, yes, because it's rare when you see a movie with Henry Cavill and he has this natural British accent, and I'm like, this is awesome, nice.
I'm inclined to agree because like Cavill's always played like these super cool American stereotypes, whether it's Superman, an American spy, or an undercover agent in Mission Impossible. Like it's always been like kind of an American-centric franchise, but now he finally gets to do a project in his home country, and it really shows that he has range.
Yeah.
Well, like do you ever, like for actors like Millie Bobby Brown, like Helena Bonham Carter, Henry Cavill? Do you feel like that at least for Cavill and Bonham Carter's sake, that they were kind of typecasted with regards to just their personalities? Like, like I said with Bonham Carter, she's quirky, she's dark, she's silly, and Henry Cavill is just tall, charming, and muscular, and it kind of seems like they just played to their generic strength. There was no real genuine show of range or.
Well. Yeah, you're kind of right, but at the same time, is that really such a bad thing?
No, not necessarily. But like, doesn't an actor always want to be challenged?
Yeah, but like, I feel like they weren't. I feel like this was like a showcase for Millie, and like these are just the supporting guys, supporting like her, complimenting her performance.
She was going out on her own as as a lead.
Yeah.
In a major picture, and these two were kind of like the training wheels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Should we also like discuss how much the character of Mycroft just really bothers me?
he was in the Hunger Games as Finnick. Yeah.
Finnick?
The guy with the wavy beard?
Was it the wavy beard? No, it's the guy with the trident, I believe. In Catching Fire, I want to say.
I can't seem to remember him. Sam Claflin.
Yeah.
Is that the guy with the pregnant girlfriend who didn't want to go back to the
Yes,
Hunger Games?
yes,
yeah,
that's him.
Like, you know what? It's but it's just that character, the one of Mycroft. Like, Mycroft is kind of the opposite in general lore when it comes to his portrayal. He's not the most responsible person in the group. In fact, he's laissez-faire. He just, tries to alienate himself like Sherlock from the rest of his family.
But he has a brother named Mycroft in the lore.
Yeah,
yeah, he does.
Okay. In the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr., Mycroft comes in played by Stephen Fry.
I love Stephen
I
Fry.
haven't seen the Sherlock Holmes movies in a while, but I do want to see them again now.
Stephen Fry. Do you remember V for Vendetta?
Yes.
You remember the talk show host from V for Vendetta?
Yes, yes.
That's Stephen Fry, the one that gets like taken away and stuff.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
In the movie, that's Mycroft, and he's quirky, and he's elegant, and he's funny, and he's charming. In this one, he's just a prude. And I get why he's a prude, why they made him into a prude. They needed to give him an antagonist, but I just think they did the character of Mycroft dirty.
He wasn't an antagonist exactly. He was more like a rigid older brother.
No, that is an antagonist, though. He was an obstacle in the way of Millie Bobby Brown's goal was just to find her mother. But he played just this masculine, well, not masculine. He played like this metrosexual bigot.
That's so specific.
And I mean, if you saw the movie, you'd know, like a metrosexual anti-feminist bigot who just looks like he was just trying to maintain the home status within English society. Which, to be honest, like, you know, when you have a mom that's so willing to explore and raise a kid on her own, and a brother who's just interested in solving mysteries, what status do you really have?
He's just a guy in the police force.
Yeah. Also, where the hell was John Watson?
Yeah,
I told you.
I think this is a younger Sherlock Holmes. It seems like he was just starting out, you know.
Not starting out, more like he was getting. It's like Batman.
It's like the Pattinson movie. Yeah, year two for Sherlock. I feel like
exactly.
Yeah, that's great. But at least have like some sort of like Easter egg with John Watson. I'd love to see like, you know, an Easter egg of that.
Well, they said, this movie seems like it's doing really well. It's like top 10 Netflix for like the last couple of days. And they say they want to do a sequel. And I'd like to see that with Watson and Moriarty. That'd be cool.
I'd be really interested to see that happen. But I'd only want to see it once Millie Bobby Brown grows up a little bit more into a young woman. Like right now, how old is Millie Bobby Brown?
I think she's 16. Because I think she was born in 2004, I want to say.
Yeah, she's 16. Oh, interesting fact. She was born in Spain.
She is 6. Yeah, she's 16, yeah.
So, yeah, she's 16. But I kind of want to see her when, like, down the line when she's 20. You know,
just
the prime of adulthood, really finally on her own, making her own money. And maybe also kind of exploring more as she's grown older, already has some sort of feel as to what her mom and the feminist society that she's a part of is really getting into. That'd be really interesting.
That would be pretty interesting to see. With her maybe becoming one of these feminists or helping her mom. Like we could see like a more radicalized Holmes kid.
And I'd like to see her. And I want to like see her reach the level of Sherlock and be like, it kind of be like a buddy cop, like buddy sibling movie, like, you know, we're just solving a mystery the whole time together.
Well, let's be fair here. Like to make someone on par with Sherlock Holmes is, you know, kind of dismaying to his character.
Well, I'm just saying, not surpass him, just on par. Like he doesn't have, she can trade blows with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But in the end, who's really the better detective?
Well, Sherlock.
Before we move on, though, I do have one thing that gripes me. So, Louis Partridge, a 17-year-old actor who played Tewksbury.
Viscount Tewksbury of the
Tewksbury of the Marquise.
Yeah.
So many. One, who names their kid Tewksbury? It's like you want him
it's early 1900s London. Calm down. Like,
what do you call? What's the short name for Tewksbury? Tukes?
I think that's his last name.
Tukey? Toucan? What is this?
It's early 1900s London. Calm down.
I mean, am I really surprised by a movie that has names like Enola, Mycroft, and Sherlock? No, I shouldn't be, to be honest. But also,
you expect that.
Also, like, Pedro and I were kind of cringing, like the whole love interest thing, like rebel girl finds a knowing boy who she eventually.
Well, that's just the YA angle that this movie kind of took as well. Like, you know, that's kind of the audience it was kind of aiming for.
I get that, and I know what you're trying to set up there, but come on, people. Can we go one young adult film without having to force a love interest?
Yeah, I mean, we get it. Being in love is part of the teen experience, but don't throw it in our faces.
Yeah, but it's just kind of the audience, that's kind of what that's kind of what they're aiming for with the audience the movie aims for. But for us, we get Henry Cavill and Helena Bonham Carter, so there's stuff for us and there's stuff for them,
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like we all enjoyed Enola Holmes and Millie Bobby Brown. You're a good actress, and we want to see more. And we can't wait for Stranger Things season 4 whenever that comes out.
Hope maybe in 2021.
That's being generous.
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think they were supposed to start filming like this year, but obviously, all the shit that went down. Yeah.
How did they make Enola Holmes with all this?
I think they filmed this last year, probably.
It's kind of surprising the amount of content that's come out since the virus ravaged the world.
That's just because they were prepared. Because movies take so much preparation, so it's just like they're just finishing the stuff they had like in the what's in the docket, like.
Yeah, but if you think about it, some movies were made like you could think like there was a movie that was made 2 years ago, and it was shelved until they could find a proper release date.
Yeah, like Wonder Woman 84.
Exactly.
That movie's just a victim of circumstance because it was supposed to come out in November 2019, but they're like, nah, we don't want to compete with Frozen 2 and Star Wars. And, then Star Wars ends up underperforming and Warner Brothers looks stupid because it's like, oh, Wonder Woman could have traded blows with Star Wars, and now they delay it to June, but obviously that never happened. And now they delayed it to October, and now it's not till Christmas we're going to see this movie. Allegedly, but I don't know if that's going to happen now because Disney just moved Black Widow and the Eternals into 2021 now.
Or 2022 by the rate this goes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I can't believe we're not getting a Marvel movie this year. It's insane. The only Marvel thing we're getting is WandaVision on Disney Plus.
I'm looking forward to that. That's actually the Disney project I was looking forward to the most.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm more towards the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. I want to see how they're going to follow up that teaser with Zemo breaking into someone's house.
Yeah. I definitely want to see that too, but again, that's a show that had that's a show that had some work to be done, but they couldn't do it because of what happened. And it's hard to believe that WandaVision was the show that was supposed to come out after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and now we're getting WandaVision first, which is like, that's crazy.
I have something to say about that, about WandaVision, if you allow me.
Oh yeah, we could talk about WandaVision. We haven't talked about it yet, so go ahead.
I feel like WandaVision looks like a played down, or rather watered down version of Doom Patrol. It's psychological, it's mind bending, and we don't even know what's the direction it's headed. Is this all a delusion of the Scarlet Witch, or is it a follow up to her movie with Doctor Strange?
Or what you mean a prologue?
Sorry, a prologue.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're gonna find out when we watch the show. But it definitely looks trippy AF, like Doom Patrol. But I think that they're gonna go in a different direction than that show because Doom Patrol is very unapologetic in its approach, and this one's kind of like, it's still trippy and stuff, but it still looks like Marvel. So it's like, we'll get the best of both worlds of that, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Juan? You excited for WandaVision?
I am. I'm just not excited for the. I hate to change the subject, but I'm kind of just like looking through, and I am just not excited for the horror movies coming my way. I'm looking through like Hulu and Netflix right now, and I don't know what you guys are gonna select and make me have to endure to watch, but I'm nervous just to get it.
Okay. So we're excited for. But yeah, it's cool that Disney Plus has 2 shows to cap off 2020 with Mando season 2 and WandaVision. And are we guys excited for Mando season 2?
Oh hell yeah! No, yeah, I want to see that now. But
Yeah.
the reports from the fact that Pedro Pascal left the set for some.
Those are rumors. Those are rumors. No, it's none of that's confirmed or anything.
What about the rumor that doesn't confirm nor deny Tom Hardy as the new James Bond?
Again, that's another rumor.
Yeah.
Neither confirmation nor denial coming from the camps.
Plus, Henry Cavill has thrown his hat into the ring.
Cavill. And also, here's one thing though. Who would you want to play James Bond? Real quick before we move on.
I kind of want an unknown. Kind of someone who's up and coming. Like, I wouldn't want someone who's already famous already, because that's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of a distraction. Like, like Daniel Craig before he was Bond, he was just kind of like this guy you see in supporting roles, and now he's a big star. Like, I think James Bond should make you a big star, not putting big stars into the role already.
That's fair. Yeah, I would want to put an up and comer too, but maybe an up and comer, someone who kind of already made his place but still has a ways to go. I'm talking about Idris Elba.
He's a popular one, but I feel like he's on the older side now. I feel like that window is kind of closed for him, unfortunately.
Pedro?
Honestly, I would want a younger, more juvenile James Bond.
That's what Craig originally was.
No, he wasn't that to me. He looked a little too old for that.
In the original Casino Royale, yeah, he was supposed to be a younger, greener James Bond.
It doesn't look that way to me, honestly. It didn't feel that way. Look, Daniel Craig, when I first saw him as James Bond, I automatically thought he's 40. All right? I'm talking a young, late 20s James Bond. I want someone that green who, he's starting out. Someone who doesn't have the suave confidence that the James Bond we know has now. I
mean, people were in uproar with the fact that Craig was casted before just because he was blonde. So,
yeah.
The issue with casting a James Bond actor is, who are they going to try to change it up again slightly or in a major way? Or are they going to go back to the brunette, white guy formula? That's what I'm interested to know.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting, and I can't wait to see that. And we're not going to know anything until No Time to Die comes out. And I don't know. And it supposedly is coming out in November, supposedly. So we'll see what happens.
I need more. God, I forgot his name, but he's. I need more Rami Malek in my life, man.
You think Rami Malek would be James Bond?
No, he's the villain for No Time to Die.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for No Time to Die. I need more Rami Malek in my life.
Well, you'll get him sooner or later.
Okay, so I guess a lot of random topics that came out of the last 5 minutes, but that's all good. All right, so I guess we're gonna pick our next movie. Horror-tober is officially starting. October. The next time I do this podcast, it is in October. So now we have to watch horror movies now in the spirit of that. So, okay. I was looking through some horror movies, and Netflix has an amazing selection of horror movies at this moment. And I'm just gonna tell you guys a list of movies. So here we go: Silence of the Lambs, Sleepy Hollow, Poltergeist, Insidious, Paranormal Activity, As Above, So Below, Splice, Sinister, and the original Evil Dead. Now, which one of those movies have caught your attention?
Which one is that B movie that has the king of B movies?
What do you mean?
I'm trying.
Are you talking about the Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell?
Yeah.
That's not scary though. That's just funny.
Did we start off a little campy?
All right. So,
can you give me the list again, please?
So okay, I'll start in reverse. So the Evil Dead, like Juan just mentioned, Sinister, Splice, As Above, So Below, which is like a zombie movie in underground, Paranormal Activity, Insidious, Poltergeist, Sleepy Hollow, Signs of the Lamb, and Signs of the Lambs.
Well, I have one for Pablo, and it is pretty campy, and he'll love it because it has his favorite actor, Johnny Depp. Sleepy Hollow.
Have you guys seen that?
No.
I've seen it. I love it. Christine Ricci is amazing.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Hey, what's the name of that guy with the big eyes? Christopher Walken. He's in it too, and I love him. Love him.
You make it to Sleepy Hollow, and you're gonna get chopped off.
That's funny.
Hey, if you want to go, all right, we'll do Sleepy Hollow. I'm down for Sleepy Hollow.
So
I think
all right, fine. So
I think it's a good introduction into horror month.
yes. Which one of those movies did Juan were you most intimidated by?
Can you read up the list again?
I can tell you, Sinister is probably the creepiest one out of all of those.
Yeah, no, that one.
That's the one with the film.
It's the one with
Yeah,
the red face.
with Ethan
The
Hawke.
one with the red face. No.
No,
The one with the red face is
Insidious.
Insidious.
That's even worse.
Insidious is PG-13 though.
Yeah, it's not that scary.
It has jump scares still.
And my boy Patrick Wilson, aka King Orm.
No, but like Sinister, that was the one with the kid, right?
Sinister's the one with the kid, yes,
Yeah.
who like goes in between like the purgatory and the real world.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. So I can start with Sleepy Hollow. I dig that.
Thank God. Like my heart can only take so much.
And I guess the
Oh,
week after
come
that we'll do the Adam Sandler movie.
It's a little campy, okay? You'll be fine.
That's fine. That's a good way for me to start the year.
Or I was thinking like, since we all have Disney Plus, we can do like Halloween Town or Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. Too campy, in my opinion. If we're doing Halloween, we're doing it right.
All right. We'll keep talking. So Sleepy Hollow for the next podcast. We are excited.
Woo! Woo!
All right, cool. So what's our next topic? So I guess we'll just talk about NFL Week 3 and everything that came with that. So Juan, since you cover, well, first of all, did you hear like this report today that that the Titans had COVID cases?
Vikings actually had the COVID cases.
Okay.
Several in-game players. So the coaches and players are the ones that were reported to have the virus.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about it. And then the Titans were like the team that they played against. So now there's worries that that team might also have COVID cases among the staff. But the NFL reported that they are trying to get the Steelers-Titans game to still go this week. No word about the Vikings game yet, to be honest. So like, but that's just, like it's just weird. Like it's been 3 weeks, no signs of like of spike cases whatsoever, and then like just like out of nowhere, the Atlanta Falcons first round pick from this year, the cornerback, I forget his name. He's the first player to have COVID in the regular season, and now the Vikings have just an outbreak out of nowhere. It's just crazy to me.
This disease is like, it can be anything, man. It's insane.
And like, so it says here, this is a report from CBS News. It says like the Titans suspended in-person activities on Tuesday after 3 players and 5 personnel members tested positive for the virus.
That's for the Titans, right?
Yeah, for the Titans.
Okay.
Both the Titans and the Vikings, which Minnesota played Tennessee on Sunday, closed both their facilities for the week while testing is continued.
Jesus Christ.
It's starting, man. But they're not going to stop. You read what the NFL said. Like, they're not going to stop the games right now. They're going to keep trying to go forward. And the contingency plan, instead of the Titans playing on Sunday against the Steelers, they play on Monday.
This is a slippery slope the NFL is playing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the MLB did during the early part of their season, but We'll see. I mean, so far the NFL has done a good job handling the virus. Let's see if they can continue.
Well, the NFL does have all that money for stricter procedures.
It's just crazy to think that, like, that the virus and that, it was only a matter of time, but I didn't expect it to happen this early.
Yeah. I mean, like, was it a really good idea to keep to keep having all 32 teams playing at homes like all the time like that? Like,
I mean, you can't do a bubble in the NFL. It's impossible.
I know it's impossible. I'm just saying though, like, because there's so many people involved, it's insane. But it's like at the same time, it's like people, you don't know where people are going after the games or practices.
Well, they're tracked, and they're being tracked. I mean, Notre Dame, the football team, has 18 players that came down with the coronavirus already.
Shit. Oh my
God.
But
and the reason why is because of a pregame dinner that they had earlier in the week, according to the head coach. So, it's a lot worse in the NCAA than it is in the NFL. But the point is, like, with COVID, it's an unpredictable virus with regards to how people get infected. It's not that you do a specific thing. You can clean yourself and keep yourself safe with masks and latex gloves as much as you can, but it's just by random chance that you can get it.
Yeah.
So
no, it's just no. So you say they're tracking the NFL players and staff and all that?
Yeah, like the reason they were able to find this many people with the virus was through contact tracing. So the NFL did a great job in trying to make sure that everyone who was around these infected people are being held in quarantine and being checked for the virus, and double checking that the test that they administered wasn't a false positive. So they're really on top of it, and they've done a good job so far. But let's see how they handle it with the Titans this going forward, because that'll be interesting to see.
Pedro, do you have any thoughts on these outbreaks going on right now?
Yes, I do. First of all, we knew it was a matter of time before the coronavirus started peeking its head into something as major as the NFL. And, with cases reemerging in New York boroughs like Bronx and Queens.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn and Queens. We're about to see a major infection reemergence that we haven't seen since the early stages of the virus.
Yeah.
And already we have 1 million people dead around the world. 1 million people. And America attributes to almost half of that.
We have over 200,000, right?
I thought it went to 300,000.
Oh shit, yeah.
I'll have to check, but the point is,
is it really a million? Is it really 1 million dead worldwide? Let me check. Worldwide COVID deaths. Yeah, no, you're right. And there's over 33 million cases overall in the world.
Yep. And USA. There are over 200.
We're still at we're still at 200,000, yeah.
My apologies, I was wrong.
Yes.
But the point I'm making is obvious. We're not out of the woods, and we may not be for a long time.
Nope.
And with the rate people are going, especially those people in Florida advocating for wearing a mask is a choice. At this rate, this virus isn't going to go anywhere. It's here to stay, and it's here to alter the course of human history. And it's making germaphobes out of millions of people. I'm telling you. This will not go away quietly.
No, it won't. So it's very sad. But besides the bad news that the COVID is starting to hit the NFL, what were your thoughts on Week 3 of the NFL, Juan? Any hot takes? Any thoughts and anything on your mind?
So we know that Patrick Mahomes is the real thing. I can honestly and unequivocally say that Patrick Mahomes and the NFL is like Michael Jordan to the NBA. He is doing things we have not seen an NFL player do ever. All right. First off, last night, that softball pitch of a short throw to the fullback was just something I freaked out about it. Pedro was there; he can vouch for me. And like, I was just losing my mind as to like the creativity that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have with regards to playing against the number one scoring defense in the NFL. It made it look like that they were playing a B team, and it showed as much. And you know, Mahomes showed who the real MVP was last night. Who's really the better, and he just utterly humiliated Lamar Jackson, who had only 97 total passing yards and 83 rushing yards on the night. It was just an utterly humiliating loss by the Ravens. Speaking of MVPs, I can personally say that Russell Wilson deserves the NFL MVP this year, simply because he's the main reason why that Seattle team even has a chance of ever winning any game that's happening. His deep ball is one of the best in the NFL. He has 15 touchdowns and 1 interception through 3 games of the season. And he's thrown more touchdowns than incompletions. He did it in 2 games. It's honestly an astounding pace that it makes me realize why I love this sport so much, because only the most highly athletic and strong and creative minds in sports can play this game, because it takes a lot to do it. With regards to, I personally believe that Aldon Smith, the Cowboys defensive lineman, is comeback player of the year, simply because it took him he left football 5 years ago to go into rehab for drug addiction, alcoholism, and just like a bad attitude. He came back, signed with the Cowboys on a cheap 1-year deal, and just lit it up. And he's been the stalwart of that defense. That stalwart at defense since they lost a chunk of their best players to injuries, with whether it was Gerald McCoy to a torn ACL or linebacker Leighton Vander Esch to a shoulder injury. Like, he really stepped up and gave this Cowboys defense a fighting chance. And my biggest hot take, it's not really a hot take, I love or want to say, New York football teams are just New York City football teams are the worst, man.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be the bottom 2 teams in the league by the end of all this.
I forced myself to rewatch the Colts Jets game, just to see what happened, just to see any semblance of hope that Sam Darnold can provide for me. And the guy looked like he was what head coach Adam Gase calls pressing. He's trying to do too much when he shouldn't have to. And unfortunately, that stems to coaching. All right. We were expecting a much more advanced Sam Darnold, who could pass for 4,000 yards and have 28 touchdowns and unlimited picks. But instead, it's a regression of the highest priority. And I am shocked to see that happen to a guy that many touted to be the next great QB of our generation. And a lot of my Jets fans, like I keep saying, they keep asking for Trevor Lawrence, but in my mind, I'm just like, you can't keep carouseling quarterbacks. Like you're never gonna garner any success if you're not patient with developing your player. All right, Adam Gase was never the
Adam Ghost. I'm seeing Ghost.
Oh my God, don't even. Adam Gase was never the option to develop Sam Darnold. He should not have been hired. It should have been Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs who developed Patrick Mahomes. And now, I hope there's a part of me that wants the Jets to lose just so they can fire Gase now and bring in Bieniemy, as a replacement. As for what?
It's like, I want you to suffer, but it's for your own good.
No, is he still available? The guy who developed Mahomes.
He's right now on the Chiefs coaching staff as the offensive coordinator, but after the season, he should be available, and he should be. And the first call should be to the Jets, because we need an offensive guru, and Eric Bieniemy should be that person to take the role. As for the Giants, you're just cursed, man. Like your defense loses its top corner to the fact that he's an idiot that robbed a party and is facing 10 years in prison. your pass rush is there, but it's just not hitting consistently enough, especially with former Jet Leonard Williams manning the middle of the line. Daniel Jones has thrown the most, has given the ball up the most as a quarterback in his first 2 years ever in NFL history. And you know what's like to be the most do it? And the other person is Nathan Peterman, who gave up 5 interceptions in his first game, and he only played in 3 of them.
Yeah, it's bad.
That offensive line that the Giants have is terrible. It is utter garbage.
It's been terrible for like 10 years now. Well, yeah.
Done anything to fix it. Eric Flowers was not an option. Now he's a guard playing in Miami. What's the name of the new tackle that you drafted this year?
I forgot his name. I mean, it's not like he's making an impact, right?
I think it was Anthony Brown. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll double check that. He's not making an impact either. Like you lost Saquon to a torn ACL, which is just unfortunate, and brought in a withered veteran in Devontae Freeman, who he can't get anything started anymore like he used to. The Giants, the Giants are just, they're just as much, if not even more, garbage looking than the Jets are, and that's saying something. I know. I just went off on a full rant.
Like a tangent.
But it's whatever. I didn't expect much from the Giants, and I guess they even lowered my expectations this year as well.
Honestly, I expected more out of the Jets. I was expecting losses, but I was also expecting entertaining games, and I haven't got. I've gotten both. I've gotten neither one of them. I got losses, but I don't have any entertaining games. And Thursday night against the Broncos is going to be just.
That's like the worst Thursday night I feel like that's ever been scheduled.
It's going to be, if it's anything like their last Monday night's football match, which was against the Browns last year, I'm going to have an aneurysm. That's how.
Well, at least Pedro's Packers are doing well.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, God. Shut up, Pedro.
Oh, come on. You have to admit that game was fantastic for both sides.
Aaron Rodgers deserves some MVP consideration. But...
Yeah, but let's not forget that 92... Wait, no, I was wrong. Let's not forget that 52-yard run by the Saints running back.
Alvin Kamara?
Yeah.
He's on my fantasy team, and he got me some points that night, my brothers. Speaking of fantasy, dude, you went in a parlay. You went in a parlay this weekend, right?
I was okay. So I had my first big Fanduel betting experience this weekend, and I will bet in a parlay of 8 games. I bet. Let me pull up the picture. Yes. So I bet on the Bears-Falcons game, the Bengals-Eagles, the Texans-Steelers, the Raiders-Patriots, Rams-Bills, Jets-Colts, Cowboys-Seahawks, and the Packers-Saints. Now, I got every single one of those games right, and I only put $10 down. And with the multipliers that I would have gotten for getting every single game right, I would have won $1,000. Over $1,800 to be exact. And the only game that messed me up, that should not have been messed up, was the Bears-Falcons game. The Falcons were leading pretty much the whole time against the Bears, and I was this close to making $1,000, but the Falcons had to falcon, and they lost the final second like they always do, and I lost money because of that. And I didn't make the money I wanted to make, and I could have been eating, I could have been laughing, but nah, I'm never betting in favor of Atlanta teams ever again just because of that. And yeah.
Well, guys, you know what they say: never count your chickens before they hatch. You don't know when Atlanta might resurface and start winning.
No. This has gone far enough. I've seen enough. That Super Bowl loss, the first couple of games of the season, the Hawks being the Hawks, the Braves aren't doing anything. That one missed ball they missed. Atlanta. Oh, and freaking Georgia a couple years ago in the college final. Georgia Atlanta teams garbage. Never vote in favor of them ever. I'm sure Atlanta's a lovely city. I'm sure there's good people and there's good places to see, but your sports teams are not good, and I'll never bet for them ever again.
Fair enough.
I will say this. How do you blow a 15-point lead in week 2 to the what was it? The Dallas Cowboys? They would have won that game if they knew what recovering an onside kick is. And in week 3, they just got utterly slapped by the man affectionately known as Big Dick Nick Foles, the Eagles' hero.
Yes, better than Carson Wentz.
My God, no! Don't even start that discussion, man. Like I don't even know
what has Carson Wentz done in the playoffs, and what has Nick Foles done in the playoffs? Compare those two. Just saying.
Compare your life to mine, then kill yourself. No. Quote from Futurama. But anyway, like it's just I've never seen such utter incompetence from an organization with regards to in-game adjustments from than the Falcons. All right, the Jets at least have the decency to be consistent and sucking the whole game. The Falcons just know how to the Falcons instead like to offer heartbreak and just utter humiliation to their fan base. Like I work with a Falcons fan on at my company at my football company inside the Hashes.
Oh, I feel sorry for him.
Oh, bro, he's miserable. We all are. Like my CEO is an Eagles fan, and his CFO is a Falcons fan, and like we have there's this one guy. He's such a cocky guy who's a Ravens fan, and he just talks so much trash on the podcast that we do that like it got to the point where I had to pick the Ravens against the Chiefs this week because he was just so cocky, and I'm just like, you know what? No, I'm not taking that. And then the Ravens lost, and I'm just like, what'd you get?
The Ravens were favored for that game.
The whole Monday night panel picked them to win.
I guess
how hilarious is that?
I guess Mahomes didn't take that. He didn't like that at all.
It was funny. Like so, during the game, Patrick Mahomes' mom tweeted to the Monday Night Football crew to stop calling him Pat because the whole game, the broadcaster Louis Riddick just kept calling Mahomes Pat, which pissed off his mom. Which pissed off Mahomes' mom, saying that you call him Patrick. Pat is his father. And I was just like laughing. I was just laughing in my head, like you just got called out by Patrick Mahomes' mom on national.
Mama Mahomes.
Mama Mahomes just called you out on national television. Like wow.
So yeah, don't know who to bet on this weekend. So we'll see what happens.
If I could, who are you gonna bet on for the Monday night game next week?
Who's playing on Monday?
The Packers, Pedro's team.
Okay.
And the Falcons.
Packers.
Yeah, Packers.
But the Packers are heavy favorites though, unless the Packers mess up and yeah.
I noticed kind of a trend. There were some heavy favorites in the past couple of weeks for primetime games that were set to win, and they lost. And the Packers were heavy favorites on Monday, and they scratched out a win against Drew Brees. And I will give props to Drew Brees. He almost had the better of us. So that's why I'm saying don't be so quick to dismiss the Falcons because every dog
They're
has
already 0-3. They're done.
No, you don't. You don't know that.
In 2017. The Carolina Panthers were 0-4 on the season. They then won their next 12 games and won their division to make it into the playoffs. So don't count a team out. All right, it's September. There's still time to like turn things around for some franchises.
I don't think the Falcons are turning it around, to be
Hey,
honest.
if the Falcons
I'm,
make it to
I'm
the
sorry.
Super Bowl once,
I'm salty. I'm salty. I could have gotten $1,000 if they were competent.
Instead, you broke even.
They did give me my $10 back. I did get like an insurance, I think. So I only lost $10 because I did another parlay that I completely flopped in because I tried to bet on the whole weekend. That's why, which is not a great idea at all.
Well, I don't do that. I don't make a whole weekend picks. One, I don't have enough jerseys, and two, it just doesn't work out. You can't get every pick right. It is mathematically impossible.
Well,
unless you have the 2000 to 2050 sports almanac.
Oh my God! You're not Marty McFly. Get over yourself.
Oh man! See, people want to use time travel for like selfish like reasons. I just want to use it for sports bets, man.
That is a selfish reason. That's how
people want to
change. It took over
like
the
history.
world.
People want to say like JFK or Lincoln. I just want to bet on sports.
If I were to go back in time, I think I would slap all of the members of Parliament who tried to what was it called? They tried to stop a bill from passing that would promote equal rights for women and try to make them change their minds.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, there was this. I remember when we were watching.
I think that Enola is rubbing off on him with the reform bill.
Yeah,
that's not history. That's a movie.
No, but there was actually a reform bill, and people did want it to stop.
And it passed eventually.
Yes, but if I could, I would go back in time and slap every one of the ones who tried to deny it, saying, "Are you morons?"
That's assault, and you'd probably get tried and hung in the middle of London Square.
No, but I could just time travel back here, like later, B words.
Right, well,
I don't know what cursing on this.
Anyway, wait, c.bo, who do you have on the parlay this week? Who you thinking of taking?
I haven't done anything yet. I'm not gonna touch it until I get paid on Friday.
Okay. Well, like, send me your options, and like maybe I can help out.
All right.
Maybe I might throw a 10. I might throw in a 10 with you, just to like get a little bit of the action going.
I might do just like a 4 or 5 parlay because you saw I had 17. I had 7 predictions right, but the 8th prediction it went to. It's like I don't think. Yeah, the more you do, the more risk there is. Obviously.
That's the risk of betting. You end up you're losing more than you gain.
Yeah, but when you gain though,
you gain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, there's another thing they say: the house always wins.
No, they do. No, you're right. They do.
And Tyreek Cohen is out for the year.
What?
Tyreek Hill's out for the year? What did he do? What happened? Oh my God, that's awful.
He tore his ACL?
Yep.
Man, so many torn ACLs this year. And on top of that, like, can we just all agree that 2020 is officially the worst year in human history?
No.
Probably when the plague was going on.
Yeah. The plague?
When like that meteorite destroyed the dinosaurs and like killed everybody.
Humans weren't even a thing yet, or even a thought for that matter.
In world history. That's world history.
I said human history.
Oh. I'd still say something like World War II.
No. Okay.
When
all right, it's the worst year of the 21st century.
There you go.
All right, thank you, Chris. Yes, it's the worst year of the 21st century. This year,
so far, there could be worse years.
And we have more events coming soon.
We only have 80 years left of this century.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll live to see how the 22nd century turns out.
21st century hits on us. Damn.
Oh gosh.
All right, I think we talked about all we needed to talk about. We went on a lot of tangents, but we had some good conversations. So when we're so anything else? Anything left on your mind, guys? Anything You guys,
Honestly, I'm good, man. I'm just looking forward to watching my Jets get utterly slapped by an injured Denver Broncos squad.
Or
Fine.
if the Bronco will go through hell against the Jets. You don't know.
and of course, some horror movies starting next week.
Woo, woo.
All right, cool. This is the end of Chilling with c.bo, guys. Thank you so much for coming. We'll be back next week, and yeah, that's it, guys.
You never see it coming. You be dinner and face right. God,